What's good? Y'all know who it is. Y'all know what it is. Your boy Matthew Shack live here in Los Angeles. Welcome to Matthew Shack Unfiltered. We got about 4 minutes before this debate between the presidential debate 2024, Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris. Long time coming. First things first, salute to the Unfiltered Nation. Salute to the Unfiltered fam. Salute to the Mod Squad. Salute to all of y'all out there, especially the goons in the chat. Salute to you guys. And run the likes up. Run the likes up for your boy. We're gonna see what's getting ready to happen, man. We're gonna get ready to happen. Regardless of whatever your political affiliations is, good luck to your candidate. But it's time to put up a shut up, man. It's time to knuckle up. I've been waiting for this. I have been waiting for this moment to see these two individuals get on this stage, get behind these podiums, and knuckle up verbally. Because everybody can talk a good game, dog. You can talk a good game when you're over there, and you can talk a good game when you're over there. But now it's barbecue chicken time. Somebody's getting ready to get cooked. Okay, somebody's getting ready to get cooked, and I'm here for it. Okay, I'm here for it. All right. Salute once again. It's a lot riding on this, man. It's a lot riding on this. This is for the presidency of the United States of America. So, I've had people ask me, Shaq, why are you covering this, man? Man, you got to be crazy, bro. You got to be crazy. I got to know what's going on with my money. I got to know what's going on with my country I live in, bro. That's like you being in a neighborhood and you don't pay attention to what's going on. You don't know that a mass murderer just got out of prison and he lived down the street because you're too busy minding your own business. Nah, dog. Nah. This is important, bro. Just as more important than anything right now is this. Okay. All right. I am on live. Election night, I don't know. We'll see. Okay. I don't want to start saying all that kind of stuff on no radar guy. I don't want to say that I will, but I probably will. Okay. This is the time of life. Let's keep it like at 50%. What's up, Sarah? What's going on? We just have to, we got about 2 minutes. And a lot of people, they're not even, getting themselves worried about all this because they're not going to be in the voting process. So we're not worried about what they're going to do. They're going to do whatever happens. They wake up, they go to work, whatever the boss tells them to do, they do it. Hope to get a check 2 weeks from now. Some of us, man, actually care about what it is we're doing today. We actually have, a staff. We actually have managers. We actually have some power around and know what we're doing and structure of stuff. We actually give a damn. Okay, we're not waiting for somebody to tell us what to do. Okay, Chadwick Webb got a new job, man. Salute T Webb, man. More money, more peace. Hey, man. At the end of the day, man, all a man can ask for is his peace and his bag. Okay. Sarah said, I got some rest. Yes, I did, Sarah. I got some rest. Definitely did. Okay. Man, feel a lot better. I actually feel great. I slept very well last night. I got off the live after doing the watch party for the Monday Night Football, and I actually went to bed and I slept very well, which is great. Okay, man, we got about 55 seconds. Put down your your political, whoever you got, candidate, whatever you want to do is your business. I'm not here to tell you who to vote for, who to root for, or none of that. Okay, we're just here. We're gonna watch the party, and we're gonna, it's gonna be a party for us, but somebody's getting ready to get cooked. Okay, so I'm looking forward to it, and that's what it is, man. So salute to whoever it is you guys got. I'm gonna turn the sound up. We gonna sit right here. I'm gonna go get me a tasty beverage. I'll be right back. Hold that thought. It's going down. Somebody's about to lose this debate. Ain't gonna be no ties, bruh. Okay, there ain't no ties going to the runner tonight. Somebody's gonna be out, and somebody is gonna be out again. Okay, be right back. It's going down. Going down.
The high-stakes showdown here in Philadelphia between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. Their first face-to-face meeting in this presidential election, their first face-to-face meeting ever.
A historic race for president upended just weeks ago. President Biden withdrawing after his last debate. Donald Trump now up against a new opponent.
The candidates separated by the smallest of margins, essentially tied in the polls nationally and in the key battlegrounds, including right here in Pennsylvania, all still very much in play. The ABC News presidential debate starts right now.
This is an ABC.
All right, y'all, man. Somebody's about to get frigazied, man. Well, commercials. We don't need all the commercials. Okay, I'm not putting all that on there. But yeah, man, what do you guys care about? You know, do you actually care about the issues, or like a lot of people I know, they just don't care for one of the candidates. They keep it simple. I don't like this person, so I'm voting for that. I don't want that person to be the president, so I'm voting for that. Do you guys even care about policy? Do any of you guys even care about policy or what it is they want to do, or you just know you don't want this person? And you know what? A lot of people are that way. It doesn't even matter what the policy is. I don't like this person, and that's it. Okay. So we're about to see. We're about to see right now. Let me go ahead and turn the sound back up.
Months away for Vice President KAMALA Harris.
I've been waiting and waiting for this, bro. I just can't wait, man. Styles makes fights, man. As they say in boxing, styles makes fights. And I'm telling you guys right now, salute to the entire chat, especially my goons in the chat. Salute to you guys. Let's keep the likes at 50%, you guys. Okay. I don't know how cordial they're going to be to each other. Okay, so they say they've got no. So they now it's 2 minutes. I don't know how cordial they're going to be to each other, as far as, you know, are they going to take their time before they start throwing jabs? Or are they just going to come out swinging, bruh? We're going to see. I don't know, man. I know first round might be a feel out round. You know, I'd really like to see somebody just take initiative and just come out. Okay, just come out swinging from the beginning. All right. So that's what it is. Okay. Troy M says, which one am I voting for? There they go. It's on and pop it.
Kamala Harris. It's a good day. Thank you.
It's going down.
It's wonderful to have
It's going down. Who am I voting for? I don't know. I don't know yet. Whoever's best for me. Whoever's going to take care of me and
to
mine.
begin tonight with the issue that voters repeatedly say is their number one issue, and that is the economy and the cost of living in this country. Vice President Harris, you and President Trump were elected 4 years ago, and your opponent on the stage here tonight often asks his supporters, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? When it comes to the economy, do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
So I was raised as a middle-class kid, and I am actually the only person on this stage who has a plan that is about lifting up the middle class and working people of America. I believe in the ambition, the aspirations, the dreams of the American people. And that is why I imagine and have actually a plan to build what I call an opportunity economy. Because here's the thing, we know that we have a shortage of homes and housing, and the cost of housing is too expensive for far too many people. We know that young families need support to raise their children, and I intend on extending a tax cut for those families of $6,000, which is the largest child tax credit that we have given in a long time, so that those young families can afford to buy a crib, buy a car seat, buy clothes for their children. My passion, one of them, is small businesses. My mother raised my sister and me, but there was a woman who helped raise us. We call her our second mother. She was a small business owner. I love our small businesses. My plan is to give a $50,000 tax deduction to start up small businesses, knowing they are part of the backbone of America's economy. My opponent, on the other hand, his plan is to do what he has done before, which is to provide a tax cut for billionaires and big corporations, which will result in $5 trillion from America's deficit. My opponent has a plan that I call the Trump sales tax, which would be a 20% tax on everyday goods that you rely on to get through the month. Economists have said that Trump sales tax would actually result for middle-class families in about $4,000 more a year because of his policies and his ideas about what should be the backs of middle-class people paying for tax cuts for billionaires.
President Trump, I'll give you 2 minutes.
First of all, I have no sales tax. That's an incorrect statement. She knows that. We're doing tariffs on other countries. Other countries are going to finally, after 75 years, pay us back for all that we've done for the world. And the tariff will be substantial in some cases. I took in billions and billions of dollars, as you know, from China. In fact, they never took the tariff off because it was so much money they can't. It would totally destroy everything that they've set out to do. They're taking in billions of dollars from China and other places. They've left the tariffs on. When I had it, I had tariffs, and yet I had no inflation. Look, we've had a terrible economy because inflation has, which is really known as a country buster. It breaks up countries. We have inflation like very few people have ever seen before, probably the worst in our nation's history. We were at 21%, but that's being generous because many things are 50, 60, 70, and 80% higher than they were just a few years ago. This has been a disaster for people, for the middle class, but for every class. On top of that, we have millions of people pouring into our country from prisons and jails, from mental institutions and insane asylums, and they're coming in and they're taking jobs that are occupied right now by African Americans and Hispanics, and also unions. Unions are going to be affected very soon. And you see what's happening. You see what's happening with towns throughout the United States. You look at Springfield, Ohio. You look at Aurora in Colorado. They are
Yeah, Rocky, his hair does look different. It doesn't look like all yellow like he usually do.
These are the people
I guess he didn't die. I guess he just...
Biden led into our country, and they're destroying our country. They're dangerous. They're at the highest level of criminality, and we have to get them out. We have to get them out fast. I created one of the greatest economies in the history of our country. I'll do it again and even better.
We are going to get to immigration and border security during this debate, but I would like
It ain't gonna be long before Trump starts going in. I can already tell he's already...
Let's talk about what Donald Trump left us. Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment since the Great Depression. Donald Trump left us the worst public health epidemic in a century. Donald Trump left us the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War. And what we have done is clean up Donald Trump's mess. What we have done and what I intend to do is build on what we know are the aspirations and the hopes
Starting
of
to dig in.
people. But I'm going to tell you all.
Let's just get to the dirt.
You're going to hear
Let's get to the
from
dirt.
the same old tired playbook. A bunch of lies, grievances, and name calling. What you're going to hear tonight is a
It's
detailed and
already-
dangerous plan called Project
Already.
2025 that the former president intends on implementing if he were elected again. I believe very strongly that the American people want a president who understands the importance of bringing us together, knowing we have so much more in common than what separates us. And I pledge to you to be a president for all Americans.
President Trump will give you a minute to respond.
Number one, I have nothing to do, as you know, and as she knows better than anyone, I have nothing to do with Project 2025. That's out there. I haven't read it. I don't want to read it purposely. I'm not going to read it. This was a group of people that got together. They came up with some ideas, I guess some good, some bad, but it makes no difference.
I love it.
Everybody knows I'm an open book. Everybody knows what I'm going to do. Cut taxes very substantially and create a great economy like I did before. We had the greatest economy. We got hit with a pandemic. And the pandemic was not since 1917, where 100 million people died. Has there been anything like it? We did a phenomenal job with the pandemic.
If you don't love this, man, I don't understand why you wouldn't love this. This is beautiful.
Where the economy and where the stock market was higher than it was before the pandemic came in. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. We made ventilators for the entire world. We got gowns, we got masks, we did things that nobody thought possible. And people give me credit for rebuilding the military. They give me credit for a lot of things, but not enough credit for the great job we did with the pandemic.
Yeah, Tony, give me some popcorn, bro. I didn't make no popcorn. I should have made some popcorn. Damn it.
And it bounced back and it went to their benefit, but I was the one that created them. They know it, and so does everybody else.
Vice President Harris, I'll let you respond.
So Donald Trump has no plan for you. And when you look at his economic plan, it's all about tax breaks for the richest people. I am offering what I describe as an opportunity economy, and the best economists in our country, if not the world, have reviewed our relative plans for the future of America. What Goldman Sachs has said is that Donald Trump's plan would make the economy worse, mine would strengthen the economy. What the Wharton School has said is Donald Trump's plan would actually explode the deficit. 16 Nobel laureates have described his economic plan as something that would increase inflation and by the middle of next year would invite a recession. You just have to look at where we are and where we stand on the issues. And I'd invite you to know that Donald Trump actually has no plan for you because he is more interested in defending himself than he is in looking out for you.
It's just a soundbite that you heard that to say. Look.
Why are you messing with Donald's microphone?
Many of those professors, the top
They turned Donald Trump mic down. Y'all in trouble, man. They turning him down, bro. Oh my God.
Our worth, our value.
Not good.
It's going to make
They turned the sound down.
to go and work and create jobs and create a lot of
Woo.
good, solid money for our country. And just to finish off, she doesn't have a plan. She copied Biden's plan, and it's like 4 sentences. Like run, spot, run. 4 sentences.
It's going.
Oh, we'll try to lower taxes. She doesn't have a plan. Take a look at her plan. She doesn't have a plan.
Mr. President, I do want to drill down on something you both brought up. The Vice President brought up your tariffs. You responded, and let's drill down on this because your plan is what she calls is essentially a national sales tax. Your proposal calls for tariffs, as you pointed out here, on foreign imports across the board. You recently said that you might double your plan, imposing tariffs up to 20% on goods coming into this country. As you know, many economists say that with tariffs at that level, costs are then passed on to the consumer. Vice President Harris has argued that it'll mean higher prices on gas, food, clothing, medication, arguing it costs the typical family nearly $4,000 a year. Do you believe Americans can afford higher prices because of tariffs?
They're not going to have higher prices. What's going to have and who's going to have higher prices is China and all of the countries that have been ripping us off.
Man, everything goes up every year. What are you talking about?
President ever. China was paying us hundreds of billions of dollars.
Don't act like the price is going to be the same next year, no matter who's in office. The prices are going up.
And they should have immediately cut the tariffs, but those tariffs are there 3.5 years now under their administration. We have been taking billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars. I had no inflation, virtually no inflation. They had the highest inflation perhaps in the history of our country because I've never seen a worse period of time. People can't go out and buy cereal or bacon or eggs or anything else. The people of our country are absolutely dying with what they've done. They've destroyed the economy. And
He said y'all dying. I ain't dying regardless. He said y'all dying out here.
The Trump economy was great, that their economy was terrible.
Vice President Harris, I do want to ask.
That's funny. He said y'all dying. Y'all should be dead. That's what he said. I don't know what he's talking about.
Tariffs in place. So how do you respond?
I'm
Well,
good.
let's be clear that the Trump administration resulted in a trade deficit, one of the highest we've ever seen in the history of America. He invited trade wars. You want to talk about his deal with China? What he ended up doing is under Donald Trump's presidency, he ended up selling American chips to China to help them improve and modernize their military, basically sold us out when a policy about China should be in making sure the United States of America wins the competition for the 21st century, which means focusing on the details of what that requires, focusing on relationships with our allies, focusing on investing in American-based technology so that we win the race on AI, on quantum computing, focusing on what we need to do to support America's workforce.
Salute
so
to the
that
entire
we don't
chat.
end up having to
Salute.
be on the short end of the stick in terms of workers' rights. But what Donald Trump did, let's talk about this, with COVID, is he actually thanked President Xi for what he did during COVID. Look at his tweet. Thank you, President Xi, exclamation point, when we know that Xi was responsible for lacking and not giving us transparency about the origins of COVID.
President Trump, I'll let you respond.
First of all, they bought their chips from Taiwan. We hardly make chips anymore because of philosophies like they have and policies like.
Now that's
they
true
have. I don't say her,
because
she has
I
some
invest.
policies.
We don't make that many chips. Now that's true.
4 years
Hi,
ago,
son.
it was out the window. She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat. She's going to my philosophy. But
It's starting up. I need the insults. Give me the insults. It's already going down.
Her father's a Marxist professor in economics.
We go.
He taught her well. But when you look at what she's done to our country, and when you look at these millions and millions of people that are pouring into our country monthly, where it's, I believe, 21 million people.
Kamala from Oakland, dog. That's how they look up. That's how they look where I'm from, up there, dog. That's how they be looking.
New York State pouring in, and just look at what they're doing to our country. They're criminals. Many of these people coming in are criminals, and that's bad for our economy too. You know, you mentioned before, we'll talk about immigration later. Well, bad immigration is the worst thing that can happen to our economy. They have, and she has, destroyed our country with policy that's insane. Almost policy that you'd say they have to hate our country.
President Trump, thank you. Lindsay?
I want to turn to the issue of abortion. President Trump.
Uh-oh.
Last year, you said that you were proud to be the most pro-life president.
Sub the
in
channel,
American
y'all.
history.
Sub the channel.
But
Matthew
last
Shack
month,
Unfiltered.
You said that your administration
Here
would
we
be
go.
great for women and their reproductive rights. In your home state of Florida, you surprised many with regard to your 6-week abortion ban, because you initially had said that it was too short. And you said, quote, I'm going to be voting that we need more than 6 weeks. But then the very next day, you reversed course and said you would vote to support the 6-week ban. Vice President Harris says that women shouldn't trust you on the issue of abortion because you've changed your position so many times. Therefore, why should they trust you?
Well, the reason I'm doing that vote is because the plan is, as you know, the vote is, they have abortion in the 9th month. They even have, and you can look at the governor of West Virginia, the previous governor of West Virginia, not the current governor, who's doing an excellent job, but the governor before. He said the baby will be born and we will decide what to do with the baby. In other words, we'll execute the baby. And that's why I did that, because that predominates, because they're radical. The Democrats are radical in that. And her vice presidential pick, which I think was a horrible pick, by the way, for our country, because he is really out of it. But her vice president.
Here we go. Come on, Trump, man. Lay into her like you said you were going to do. I need to hear it.
Execution after birth. It's execution, no longer abortion, because the baby is born is okay. And that's not okay with me, hence the vote. But what I did is something for 52 years.
Son, come here.
Trying to get Roe v. Wade into the states. And through the genius and heart and strength of 6 Supreme Court justices, we were able to do that. Now, I believe in the exceptions for rape, incest, and life of the mother. I believe strongly in it. Ronald Reagan did also. 85% of Republicans do. Exceptions, very important. But we were able to get it, and now states are voting on it. And for the first time, you're going to see, look, this is an issue that's torn our country.
Loco, this is money, Loco. I'm about my money, bro.
Every legal
Yeah, I'm covering it. I'm about that bag, dog. One of these guys are going to control. One of these people can control my money. Yeah, I'm going to. Yeah, I'm live.
And that's what happened. Now, Ohio, the vote was somewhat liberal. Kansas, the vote was somewhat liberal, much more liberal than people would have thought. But each individual state is voting. It's the vote of the people now. It's not tied up in the federal government. I did a great service in doing it. It took courage to do it. And the Supreme Court had great courage in doing it. And I give tremendous credit to those 6 justices.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born.
Strike one. Strike one for Trump.
A surprising fact.
Not good.
Let's understand how we got here.
Not good, fellas.
Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade. And they did exactly as he intended. And now in over 20 states, there are Trump abortion bans, which make it criminal for a doctor or nurse to provide health care. In one state, it provides prison for life. Trump abortion bans that make no exception even for rape and incest, which understand what that means. A survivor of a crime of violation to their body does not have the right to make a decision about what happens to their body next. That is immoral. And one does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree. The government, and Donald Trump certainly, should not be telling a woman what to do with her body. I have talked with women around our country. You want to talk about this is what people wanted? Pregnant women who want to carry a pregnancy to term, suffering from a miscarriage, being denied care in an emergency room because the healthcare providers are afraid they might go to jail, and she's bleeding out in a car in the parking lot? She didn't want that. Her husband didn't want that. A 12 or 13-year-old survivor of incest being forced to carry a pregnancy to term? They don't want that. And I pledge to you, when Congress passes a bill to put back in place the protections of Roe v. Wade, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law. But understand, if Donald Trump were to be reelected, he will sign a national abortion ban. Understand, in his Project 2025, there would be a national abortion, a monitor that would be monitoring your pregnancies, your miscarriages. I think the American people believe that certain freedoms, in particular the freedom to make decisions about one's own body, should not be made by the government.
Thank you, Vice President.
That subject right there is a
It's a
problem.
lie.
That's a
I'm not
problem.
signing a ban, and there's no
That's a
reason to sign
problem.
ban.
This whole subject is a big problem.
Everybody wants
Huge problem.
Democrats,
I don't care who you like.
everybody else,
That right
and
there,
every
problem.
legal scholar wanted it to be brought back into the states, and the states are voting, and it may take a little time, but for 52 years, this issue has torn our country apart, and they've wanted it back in the states, and I did something that nobody thought was possible. The states are now voting. What she says is an absolute lie. And as far as the abortion ban, no, I'm not in favor of abortion ban, but it doesn't matter because this issue has now been taken over by the states.
Would you veto a national abortion ban if it
Well, I
came to
won't
this?
have to because again, two things. Number one, she said she'll go back to Congress. She'll never get the vote. It's impossible for her to get the vote, especially now with the 50-50, and essentially 50-50 in both Senate and the House. She's not going to get the vote. She can't get the vote. She won't even come close to it. So it's just talk. You know what it reminds me of when they said they're going to get student loans terminated, and it ended up being a total catastrophe. The student loans, and then her, I think probably her boss, if you call him a boss, he spends all his time on the beach. But look, her boss went.
But he's not there though.
Again, we'll do it a different
Jab
way.
at her. I need you to talk about her.
By the Supreme
Sleepy
Court.
Joe is not even in the equation. Talk to her.
This whole thing about this whole idea and how unfair that would have been. Part of the reason they lost to the millions and millions of people that had to pay off their student loans. They didn't get it for free, but they were saying it's the same way that they talked about that they talk about abortion.
But if I could just get a yes or no, because your running mate, J.D. Vance, has said that you would veto it if it did come to your desk.
Well, I didn't discuss it with JD in all fairness.
Oh, you didn't have no talk with your own cat? You didn't have no talk with Robin? You Batman, you didn't have a talk with Robin, yo. Like, come on, dog. You Batman, but you didn't talk to Robin about nothing.
She'd never be able to get it, just like she
Come
couldn't
on,
get
dog.
student loans. They couldn't get student loans. They didn't even come close to getting.
This is all playing out. I don't have no favorite. But come on, man, I ain't stupid. Come on, dog. Don't do that.
So it doesn't matter what she says about going to Congress. Well, wonderful. Let's go to Congress, do it. But the fact is that for years they wanted to get it out of Congress and out of the federal government, and we did something that.
Is he answering the question, you guys? Don't sound like he answering the question. I ain't gonna have to make that decision because of this. He didn't answer it. He didn't answer it.
Any restrictions on a woman's right to an abortion?
I absolutely support reinstating the protections of Roe v. Wade, and as you rightly mentioned, nowhere in America is a woman carrying a pregnancy to term and asking for an abortion. That is not happening. It's insulting to the women of America. And understand what has been happening.
That is a problem. I don't care what you're talking about.
Couples.
Kamala, pro-Kamala, pro-not pro-Kamala, pro-Trump, that right there's a problem. That's a problem for you guys. It's a problem. He's not answering it.
Who are working 1 or 2 jobs, who can barely afford childcare as it is, have to travel to another state to get on a plane sitting next to strangers to go and get the health care she needs.
This is a bad problem. Y'all just need to get past this. You Trump supporters, you gotta hurry up and do that. This subject is not cool. This is not working.
Believe in a woman's right to make decisions about her own body, and that is why in every state where this issue has been on the ballot, in red and blue states both,
He's not answering.
people of America have voted for freedom.
Vice President.
Excuse me, I have to respond. Another lie.
Another lie.
Leader on IVF, which is sterilization.
I love it.
I have been a leader. In fact, when they got a very negative decision on IVF from the Alabama courts, I saw the people of Alabama and the legislature 2 days later voted it in. I've been a leader on it. They know that, and everybody else knows it. I have been a leader on fertilization, IVF. And the other thing, you should ask, will she allow abortion in the 8th month, 9th month, 7th month? Okay, would you do that? Why don't you ask me that question?
Why don't you answer the question? Would you
Because
veto?
under Roe v.
Answer the
Wade,
question,
you
would you
could,
veto?
you could do abortion.
She answered the veto question. She answered that question. Y'all need to start answering some questions around here.
Just look at the governor, former.
Stop waffling and answer, both of y'all.
The governor of Virginia
Hey
said
man,
he put the
my vote
nation
is not to be given away. Somebody gotta answer some questions around here. Both of y'all. I'm not playing. You guys can hand your votes out like tampons all you want to. I'm not. I need to hear somebody answer some tough ass questions. I ain't hearing it. That question was tough as hell. All you had to do was say no. He didn't want to say that. Let's just keep it a buck. He didn't answer it. He doesn't have to. No, he should have just said nah. If I'm the president, I'm gonna say nah, I ain't doing it. Or yeah, I am. He ain't said nothing. I ain't stupid.
So I'm the only person on this stage who has prosecuted transnational criminal organizations for the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings. And let me say that the United States Congress, including some of the most conservative members of the United States Senate, came up with a border security bill which I supported. And that bill would have put 15
Sub the channel, you guys. Matthew Shack Unfiltered. Sub the channel. Pick up the merch.
Overtime trying to do their job. It would have allowed us to stem the flow of fentanyl coming into the United States. I know there are so many families watching tonight who have been personally affected by the surge.
Sub the channel, Roxanne. Thank you for coming and hanging out with your boy. Appreciate you.
To allow us to prosecute transnational criminal organizations for trafficking in guns, drugs, and human beings. But you know what happened to that bill? Donald Trump got on the phone, called up some folks in Congress, and said, kill the bill. And you know why? Because he preferred to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. And understand, this comes at a time where the people of our country actually need a leader who engages in solutions, who actually addresses the problems at hand. But what we have in the former president is someone who would prefer to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. And I'll tell you something, he's going to talk about immigration a lot tonight, even when it's not the subject that is being raised. And I'm going to actually do something really unusual, and I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch.
Somebody getting cooked right. Hey man, Trump's kind of getting, the heat's kind of.
He will talk about when cancer, and what you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies.
The heat is being turned up.
And I will tell
your boy, y'all boy. Come on, Trump. I need to see you clap back. I need you to clap back, D. Trump. Come on, bruh. You're letting her cook you. Do not allow that.
Well, I would like to respond.
Clap back.
Successfully so, that would have put thousands of additional
Clap back.
officers on the board.
Clap back.
Responders to the rallies.
Come on.
She said people start leaving. People don't go to her rallies. There's no reason to go. And the people that do go, she's busing them in and paying them to be there, and then showing them in a different light. So she can't talk about that. People don't leave my rallies. We have the
Come on, Trump. You're deflecting, bruh. You're defending yourself. Don't defend yourself.
their country back.
Clap back.
Country is being lost. We're a failing nation, and it happened 3.5 years ago. And what's going on here? You're going to end
It's
up
beautiful.
in World War III. Just to go into another subject. What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country.
This is better than the football game that was on last night. I ain't gonna hold you. This is what I was hoping to see last night.
Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating.
Did he say eating the cats? Did it?
This is what happened in our country.
hide your cat, bruh.
They want to make
Hide your goldfish.
Make America great again. She's destroying this country, and if she becomes president, this country doesn't
Woo!
have success. Not only success, will end up being Venezuela.
Funny,
on
dog.
steroids.
I just want to clarify here, you bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there.
That was funny as hell. They said they're eating the cats.
Injured or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well,
All
I've
this-
seen people on
Let me
television.
just say here, this is
The
the
people on
this is
television
the
say
clear-
my dog was taken and used for food. So.
You can't make this up, dog. This is hilarious.
Springfield City Manager,
Dog.
There's no evidence of that. Vice
We'll
President
find
Harris,
out.
I'll let
I'm
you-
so glad I'm so glad we're here, bro. This funny as hell.
This is, I think, one of the reasons why in this election, I actually have the endorsement of 200 Republicans who have formerly worked with President Bush, Mitt Romney.
I'm still laughing.
John McCain,
Okay.
including the endorsement of former Vice President Dick Cheney and Congress member Liz Cheney. And if you want to really know the inside track on who the former president is, if you didn't make it clear already, just ask people who have worked with him. His former chief of staff, a 4-star general, has said he has contempt for the Constitution of the United States. His former national security advisor has said he is dangerous and unfit.
It's beautiful.
His former secretary
Salute to the chat,
of
man. Salute to all you
Defense
guys.
has said the nation, the republic, would never survive another Trump term. And when we listen to this kind of rhetoric, when the issues that affect the American people are not being addressed, I think the choice is clear in this election.
White Horse, I was just in New York 2 months ago.
Thank you.
My sister-in-law lives in New York City. New York
Type
City.
of person.
I was just
I
there.
fired most of those people. Not so graciously. They did bad things or a bad job. I fired them. They never fired one person. They didn't fire anybody having to do with
But you
that.
hired that. Why you gotta fire somebody? Because you hired them. That's why you fire them. Come on, man. Let's keep it gangster.
And violently killed
I'm a little-
the parents and the family. They didn't fire. They should have fired all those generals, all those top people, because that was
Huh?
one of the most incompetently handled situations anybody has ever seen. So when somebody does a bad job, I fire him. And you take a guy like Esper, he was no good, I fired him, so he writes a book. Another one writes
What's up,
a book.
Sarah?
Because with me, they can write books.
What are Hispanic and black jobs? I'm still waiting to find out.
Such a poor
That was
job.
funny too.
And they never fire anybody. Look at the economy. Look at the.
He thinks this is The Apprentice. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. We don't have no generals. He just fires all the generals, bro.
Just to finish, I got more votes than any Republican.
What does that got to do with the questions, bro? Come on.
In fact,
I want Donald Trump to.
than any president, sitting president in history.
I want him to. Come on, bro.
On immigration. It was what you wanted to talk about earlier, so let's get back to your deportation proposal that the vice president
He's not.
has reacted to.
He's not himself right now. He's not doing what he would. He's taking it easy, man. You can't take it easy with Kamala Harris, bro. She's a pit bull. You have to come out like a tiger, bro. You cannot play with Kamala. He's playing.
How would you?
He better start picking this up, bro.
Undocumented immigrants. I know you believe
He underestimated this woman, dog.
Take us through this. What does this look like?
Be yourself. Be yourself, Trump. Be who you always are. Then you gonna be. It's gonna be
They
good.
allowed criminals, many millions of criminals. They allowed terrorists. They allowed common street criminals. They allowed people to come in, drug dealers, to come into our country.
He's
And they're
starting.
now in the United States.
He's
and told
he's
by
warming up now.
Countries like Venezuela.
This is him. Be you, bro. Don't listen to your advisors. Do what you do.
In Venezuela and crime in countries all over the world is way down. You know why? Because they've taken their criminals off the street and they've given them to her to put into our country. And this will be one of the greatest mistakes in history for them to allow. And I think they probably did it because they think they're going to get votes, but it's not worth it because they're destroying the fabric of our country by what they've done. There's never been anything done like this at all. They've destroyed the fabric of our country. Millions of people let in, and all over the world, crime is down all over the world except here. Crime here is up and through the roof.
That ain't
Despite
true.
their fraudulent statements
That ain't true.
Crime in this
You go down to
country-
Central America and you go down to South America, you'll find out real quick. I don't believe that. I understand his point, but
The FBI says overall violent crime is actually coming down in this country, but Vice
she's-
President,
what's wrong, man? Come on.
They didn't include the cities with the worst crime.
DTZ. DTZ. Come on, DTZ. DTZ.
They said they created turned out to be a fraud.
President Trump, thank you. I'll let you respond, Vice President Harris.
Well, I think this is so rich, coming from someone who has been prosecuted for national security crimes, economic crimes, election interference, has been found liable for sexual assault, and his next big court appearance is in November at his own criminal sentencing. Let's be clear. Where
Pimp slapping Oakland in the house. Oaktown, town business. I tried to warn you guys, man. It's Oakland. Y'all ain't understanding, bro.
The former vice president called for defunding federal law enforcement, 45,000 agents.
I love it.
This on the day after he was arraigned on 34 felony counts. So let's talk about what is important in this.
Somebody's
case.
some.
It is important
It's
that we move
hey,
forward,
bring it up,
that
bring it
we
up,
turn the page
bring it up them felonies,
on
bruh.
this same old tired rhetoric and address the needs of the American people.
I didn't-
Address what we need to do about the housing shortage, which I have a plan
Stop
for.
calling me
Address
that.
what we must do to support our small businesses. Address bringing down the price of groceries. But frankly, the American people are exhausted with this same old tired playbook.
Vice President Harris, thank you.
Excuse me. Those cases were started by them against their political opponent, and I'm winning most of them, and I will win the rest on appeal. And you saw that with the decision that came down just recently from the Supreme Court. I'm winning most of them, but those are cases. It's called weaponization. Never happened in this country.
It's beautiful.
They weaponized the Justice Department.
Oh,
Every one of those
my eyes are
cases
watering up. I'm
was
laughing so
from
hard.
The DOJ, from Atlanta and Fani Willis to the
man.
Attorney General of New York and the DA of New York. Every one of those cases, and then they say, "Oh, he's a criminal." They're the ones that made them go after me. By the way, Joe Biden was found essentially guilty on the documents case. And
Essentially.
in my documents case, they said, "Oh, that's the toughest of them all." A complete and total victory. 2 months ago, it was thrown out. It's weaponization, and they used it, and it's never happened in this country. They used it to try and win an election.
Sub the channel, man.
President Trump, thank you. A really quick response here, Vice President Harris, on this notion of weaponization.
Very
of the Justice
fast.
Department.
Well, let's talk about extreme and understand the context in which this election in 2024 is taking place. The United States Supreme Court recently ruled that the former president would essentially be immune from any misconduct if he were to enter the White House again.
Pardon himself.
This is someone who has openly said he would terminate, I'm quoting, terminate the Constitution of the United States, that he would weaponize the Department of Justice against his political enemies. Someone who has openly expressed disdain for members of our military. Understand what it would mean if Donald Trump were back in the White House with no guardrails. Because certainly we know now the court won't stop him. We know J.D. Vance is not going to stop him. It's up to the American people.
Vice President
Decide.
Harris, thank you. Lacey?
Vice President Harris, in your last run for president,
We got
Just like, hold on, man.
Weaponized, not me. She weaponized. I probably took a bullet to the head.
No, don't bring that up. No, you didn't bring that up. Oh my God, no. No. No, did you bring up that, bro? What does that got to do with this?
That went nowhere.
This dude brought up.
Vice President Harris, in your last run for president.
You don't do that, man. He don't. Come on, man. Don't bring that up.
Mandatory government buyback.
That's not good.
Now your campaign. You supported decriminalizing border crossings. Now you're taking a harder line. I know you say that your values have not changed. So then why have so many of your policy positions?
Hilarious.
So my values have not changed, and I'm going to discuss every one of it, at least every point that you've made. But in particular, let's talk about fracking because we're here in Pennsylvania. I made that very clear in 2020.
He brought up.
I
He
will
brought
not
up
ban
the.
fracking. I have not banned fracking as vice president.
He
of the
shouldn't have been
United
bringing
States.
that
In fact, I was the tie-breaking vote on the Inflation Reduction Act, which opened new leases for fracking. My position is that we have got to invest in diverse sources of energy so we reduce our reliance on foreign oil. We have had the largest increase in domestic oil production in history because of an approach that recognizes that we cannot over-rely on foreign oil. As it relates to my values, let me tell you, I grew up a middle-class kid raised by a hardworking mother who worked and saved and was able to buy our first home when I was a teenager. The values I bring to the importance of home ownership, knowing not everybody got handed $400 million on a silver platter and then filed bankruptcy 6 times, is a value that I bring to my work to say we are going to work with the private sector and home builders to increase 3 million homes, increase by 3 million homes by the end of my first term. My work that is related to having a friend when I was in high school who was sexually assaulted by her stepfather. And my focus then on protecting women and children from violent crime is based on a value that is deeply grounded in the importance of standing up for those who are most vulnerable.
Trump got to take those training wheels off and go at her like he got to go at her, man. It's not working right now, bro. He's got to go at her. He's got to. He can't be looking at her as a woman. He has to go in, and he's not doing it.
And what is important is that there is a president who
He has to go in.
actually values
He's not doing well. Telling you guys that now. He's not doing well. And I know he got it in him. He's just trying to be diplomatic. Nah.
The strength is not in
dog. You're gonna have to
lifting people up. I intend to be that president.
You gotta go in.
First of all, I wasn't given $400 million. I wish I was. My father was a Brooklyn builder, Brooklyn, Queens, and a great father, and I learned a lot from him, but I was given a fraction of that, a tiny fraction, and I built it into many, many billions of dollars, many, many billions. And when people see it, they are even surprised.
That's true.
We don't have to talk about that. Fracking, she's been against it for 12 years. Defund the police, she's been against that forever. She gave all that stuff up very wrongly, very horribly, and everybody's laughing at it, okay? They're all laughing at it. She gave up at least 12 and probably 14 or 15 different policies. Like, she was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she went out, wait a minute, I'm talking now. If you don't mind, please.
Uh-oh.
Does that sound familiar?
Uh-oh.
She went out.
That wasn't good what he just did.
Went out in Minnesota and wanted to let criminals that killed
Your boy Trump just tried to man check. He just tried to man check Kamala Harris. That wasn't good. Your boy's spiraling. He just told her. He acted like that was Ivanka or somebody.
She wants to come.
Man, boy, tripping. He tripping, dog. That wasn't good.
Pennsylvania will end.
That wasn't good.
Just to finish one thing. So I got the oil business going like nobody has ever done before.
That wasn't good, y'all.
They took over. They got rid of it, started getting rid of it, and the prices were going up the roof. They immediately let these guys go to where they were. I would have been 5 times, 4 times, 5 times higher, because you're talking about 3.5 years ago. They got it up to where I was because they had no choice, because the prices of energy were quadrupling and doubling.
That wasn't good that he checked her like that, man. That wasn't cool.
But if she won the election,
I'm gonna be honest with you, dog. My vote is not given away. Women ain't liking that.
We'll go back to windmills, and we'll go back to.
They ain't liking what he just did. They ain't liking that. He frustrated. Your boy Trump is frustrated. He's frustrated, and he shouldn't be frustrated.
400, 500 acres.
Come out and fight, bro, like you're supposed to.
Thank you.
That wasn't cool.
Thank you. We have an election in just 56 days. And I want to talk about the peaceful transfer of
That wasn't
power,
cool.
which, of course, we all know is a cornerstone of our democracy, and the role of a president.
He got mad right there. He got angry, you guys. He got angry. Nah, don't matter. You can't do that in a national debate, man. You can't do that. He got pissed off. You shouldn't be getting pissed off, dog. That shouldn't be happening. No matter if she could say whatever. It's a debate. You're supposed to debate, not get mad, not get emotional. Nah, that was emotion, bro. That was weak. That was emotion. You don't want that.
isn't covered.
You should already know she's gonna lie if that's how you feel.
My speech, not
She feels the same way, but she ain't snapping on him. That wasn't good.
And nobody
Telling you
on
that
the
now.
side was killed. Ashley Babbitt was shot by an out-of-control police officer that should have never, ever shot her. It's a disgrace. But we didn't do this group of people that have been.
Some of you guys, man, are just making excuses. You know that wasn't good. You know it. Doesn't matter. I'm not telling you to vote for nobody, but that he did was not cool. That wasn't good. That's not gonna play well, bro.
She's embarrassed by the border. In fact, she said at the beginning, "Oh, I'm surprised you're not talking about the border yet."
That was weak.
She knows what a bad job they've done.
Stick to the issues, bro.
What are they-
Show your superiority.
What are these people?
Don't get mad and start trying to check her like that's your girl.
Coming in from all
That wasn't good. I don't care what you guys are saying.
all over the world.
Because if it would have been reversed, you would definitely be saying something.
But when are those-
That's crazy,
when are
man.
those people going to be prosecuted? When are the people that burned down Minneapolis going to be prosecuted?
That was funny to me.
They went into Seattle. They took over.
He frustrated,
the
man.
percentage of the city of Seattle.
Getting red.
When are those people going to be prosecuted?
But let me just ask
You
you,
might ask her that question.
you were the president, you were watching it unfold on television. It's a very simple question as we move forward toward another election. Is there anything you regret about what you did on that day? Yes or
I
no?
had nothing to do with that other than they asked me to make a speech. I showed up for a speech. I said, I think it's going to be big. I went to Nancy Pelosi and the mayor of Washington, D.C., and the mayor put it back in writing, as you know. I said, you know, this is going to be a very big rally or whatever you want to call it.
Sub the channel.
It wasn't
Matthew
done by
Shack
me,
on
it was
Filter.
done by others. I said, I'd like to give you 10,000 National Guard or soldiers. They rejected me. Nancy Pelosi rejected me. It was just 2 weeks ago. Her daughter has a tape of her saying she is fully responsible for what happened. They want to get rid of that tape. It would have never happened if Nancy Pelosi and the mayor of Washington did their jobs. I wasn't responsible for security. Nancy Pelosi was responsible. She didn't do her job.
The question was about you as president, not about former Speaker Pelosi, but I do want Vice President Harris to respond here.
I was at the Capitol on January 6th. I was the vice president-elect. I was also an acting senator. I was there. And on that day, the president of the United States incited a violent mob to attack our nation's capital, to desecrate our nation's capital. On that day, 140 law enforcement officers were injured, and some died. And understand, the former president has been indicted and impeached for exactly that reason. But this is not an isolated situation. Let's remember Charlottesville, where there was a mob of people carrying tiki torches, spewing anti-Semitic hate. And what did the president then at the time say? There were fine people on each side. Let's remember that when it came to the Proud Boys, a militia, the former president said, stand back and stand by. So for everyone watching who remembers what January 6th was, I say, we don't have to go back. Let's not go back. We're not going back. It's time to turn the page. And if that was a bridge too far for you, well, there is a place in our campaign for you to stand for country, to stand for our democracy, to stand for rule of law, and to end the chaos, and to end the approach that is about attacking the foundations of our democracy because you don't like the outcome. And be clear on that point. Donald Trump, the candidate, has said in this election there will be a bloodbath if this and the outcome of this election is not to his liking. Let's turn the page on this. Let's not go back. Let's chart a course for the future and not go backwards to the past.
Let me just follow up here.
Why did he keep turning his mic off?
Related to energy, because they have destroyed our energy business. That was where.
Man, they keep turning off Trump's mic, bro.
That story has been, as you would say, debunked.
Funny as hell.
Ingram, Sean Hannity.
I tried to tell you guys about Kamala Harris. Y'all didn't listen to me. I know her better than all y'all. She's from where I'm from. She's been doing
It
this.
was debunked in almost every newspaper, but they still bring it up, just like they bring 2025 up. They bring all of this stuff up. I ask you this, you talk about the Capitol. Why are we allowing these millions of people to
Sub
come
the channel.
on the
Sub the
southern
channel.
border? How come she's not doing anything? And I'll tell you what I would do, and I would be very proud to do it. I would say we would both leave this debate right now. I'd like to see her.
Now I want y'all to debate forever. This is funny.
Washington, D.C. during this debate, because we're wasting a lot of time. Go down to, because she's been so bad, it's so ridiculous. Go down to Washington, D.C. and let her sign a bill to close up the border.
What's he talking about?
Right to do it. They don't need bills. They have the right to do it. The president.
He tried to end the debate.
You'll wake them up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You'll say, come on down to the office.
Why are you trying to end the debate?
If he
Nah, man, go till it's over. What are you doing?
All he has to do is say it to the Border Patrol, who are phenomenal. If they do that, the border is closed.
Mr.
Those
President.
people are killing many people, unlike J6.
We talked immigration here tonight. I do want to focus on this next issue to both of you because it really brings us this into focus, truth in these times that we're living in. Mr. President,
Trump is not acting like he's supposed to right now, like I know for him to be. He's flustered right now. I'm sorry, you guys, man. You gotta keep it real over here, bro.
Leading up to this debate, you have said
He's spiraling, bro. He's in a free fall.
A little bit short.
You gotta catch this, man. Be yourself, dog. Why are you letting her fluster you? He's letting her get him pissed off. He's mad as hell right now. Why are you mad? Don't be mad, bro. Not do what you do.
And they should have sent it back to the legislatures for approval. I got almost 75 million votes, the most votes any sitting president has ever gotten. I was told if I got 63, which was what I got in 2016, you can't be beaten. The election, people should never be thinking about an election as fraudulent. We need two things. We need walls, and we have to have it. We have to have borders, and we have to have good elections. Our elections are bad. And a lot of these illegal immigrants coming in, they're trying to get them to vote. They can't even speak English. They don't even know what country they're in practically. And these people are trying to get them to vote. And that's why they're allowing them to come into our country.
I did watch all of these.
Listen to what he's saying, man. It's not coming over the airwaves right. It's not.
And we should just point out here as clarification.
I'm just trying to tell you guys, man. You guys can make it up as you want to. What he's saying is not coming across very well, bro. It ain't. There's ways to say things.
Can you imagine a system where a person in an election doesn't have standing? The president of the United States doesn't have standing. That's how we lost. If you look at the facts, and I'd love to have you do a special on it, I'll show you Georgia, and I'll show you Wisconsin, and I'll show you Pennsylvania, and I'll show you. We have so many facts.
No, I'm not saying understanding. I said it's not coming across. Oh, yeah, you hear him. But the people he's insulting people. Why are you insulting people, bro? You don't got to insult them. You're too intelligent to do that.
We have a nation that is dying, David.
Mr. President, thank you.
He's pissed off. That's what you guys don't get. He's mad. He's mad as hell. He shouldn't be mad. He's showing emotion. That's what I'm telling you. Don't get emotional in a debate, bro.
And yourself. But I do want to ask you about something that's come up in the last couple of days. This was a post from President Trump about this upcoming election just weeks away. He said, when I win, those people who cheated,
She's not on here.
penniless donors, voters, election officials, he says will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, which will include long-term prison sentences. One of your campaign's top lawyers responded saying, we won't let Donald Trump intimidate us. We won't let him suppress the vote.
He shouldn't be mad. He shouldn't be angry.
Yeah. Donald Trump was
He's pissed off, and he shouldn't be. This is a debate, you guys.
And clearly
It's not an argument. It's a debate.
Processing that. But we cannot afford to have a president.
She's not getting angry at all.
Who
That's the point.
attempts, as he did,
No, it's not telling it like it is.
to upend
He's
the
flustered.
will of the voters in a
He's
fair
flustered.
election.
When he told her,
I'm gonna tell
I'm
you
talking
this.
right now, that ain't a debate. That's him being mad. You guys can make it up if you want to. He's not winning right now. He's not. Sorry.
I have talked with
He's not winning.
leaders, some of whom worked with you, and they say you're a.
She's not getting emotional at all.
And when you then talk in this way in a presidential debate and deny what
You have to be presidential, bro. This is an audition. This is a job interview. This is what you guys don't get. It's a job interview. You don't go into it and start arguing with the people when you're trying to get a job. He's trying to get a job. She's trying to get a job. What are you talking about?
Or the ability to not be confused about
You guys make excuses. Y'all making excuses, dog.
American people deserve better.
I'll give you 1 minute to respond, Mr.
Hey,
President.
let me just say about our leaders.
I want him to do good in this. I want to see.
They call him a strong man. He's a tough person, smart. Prime Minister of Hungary. They said, why is the whole world blowing up? 3 years ago it wasn't. Why is it blowing up? He said, because you need Trump back as president. They were afraid of him. China was afraid, and I don't like to use the word afraid, but I'm just quoting him. China was afraid of him. North Korea was afraid of him. Look at what's going on.
Was Putin afraid?
He said, Russia
Was Putin afraid? You didn't mention Putin, no. That's who I'm worried about. I ain't worried about them. I'm worried about Putin. You didn't mention Putin. He's scared of Putin. He don't want that smoke from Putin. He said everybody but him.
Going all over Europe and heading into Germany, the biggest pipeline in the world. Look, Viktor Orban said it. He said the most.
You avoided everybody but Mike Tyson in his prime. You'll fight anybody but the guy who's knocking everyone out. Come on, man.
But when this weak, pathetic man that you saw at a debate just a few
Let's keep the
months
likes at 50%, man. Run the likes up, you guys. Let's run them up real quick,
He
man.
got no votes. He got 14 million votes. What you did, you talk about a threat to democracy. He got 14 million votes and they threw him out of office. And you know what? I'll give you a little secret. He hates her. He can't stand her. But he got 14 million votes. They threw him out. She got 0 votes. And when she ran, she was the first one to leave because she failed. And now she's running. I don't understand it, but I'm okay with it because
Your time
I
is up.
think we're going to do very well.
Turning now to the Israel-Hamas war and the hostages who are still being held, Americans among them. Vice President Harris, in December, you said, quote, Israel has a right to defend itself, but you added, quote, it matters how, saying international humanitarian law must be respected. Israel must do more to protect innocent civilians. You said that 9 months ago. Now an estimated 40,000 Palestinians are dead. Nearly 100 hostages remain. Just last week, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said there's not a deal.
There ain't gonna be no ties in this, you guys. After this is over, man, somebody lost. Let's just understand that. Ain't gonna be no old, Somebody getting cooked in here. Somebody's getting cooked. There ain't gonna be no ties. I'm telling you now.
Organization
Somebody lost tonight.
slaughtered.
We're gonna find out.
Israelis.
Still time, man.
People who were simply attending a concert. Women were.
Might be third quarter right now.
And so absolutely, I said then, I say now, Israel has a right to defend itself. We would. And how it does so matters. Because it is also true, far too many innocent Palestinians have been killed. Children, mothers. What we know is that this war must end. It must end immediately, and the way it will end is we need a ceasefire deal and we need the hostages out. And so we will continue to work around the clock on that. Work around the clock, also understanding that we must chart a course for a two-state solution. And in that solution, there must be security for the Israeli people and Israel, and in equal measure for the Palestinians. But the one thing I will assure you always, I will always give Israel the ability to defend itself, in particular as it relates to Iran and any threat that Iran and its proxies pose to Israel. But we must have a two-state solution where we can rebuild Gaza, where the Palestinians have security, self-determination, and the dignity they so rightly deserve.
President Trump, how would you negotiate with Netanyahu and also Hamas in order to get the hostages out and prevent the killing of more innocent civilians in Gaza?
If I were president, it would have never started. If I were president, Russia would have never, ever, I know Putin very well, he would have never, and there was no threat of it either, by the way, for 4 years, have gone
Scared of him still.
and
Still scared of him.
millions of people when you add it up. Far
Y'all
worse
scared of that,
than
man.
understand what's going on over there. But when she mentions about
Both of them are.
Israel, all of a sudden, she hates Israel. She wouldn't even meet with Netanyahu when he went to Congress to make a very important speech. She refused to be there because she was at a sorority party of hers. She wanted to go to the sorority party. She hates Israel. If she's president, I believe that Israel will not exist within 2 years from now. And I've been pretty good at predictions, and I hope I'm wrong about that one. She hates Israel. At the same time, in her own way, she hates the Arab population because the whole place is going to get blown up. Arabs, Jewish people, Israel will be gone. It would have never happened. Iran was broke under Donald Trump. Now Iran has $300 billion because they took off all the sanctions that I had. Iran had no money for Hamas or Hezbollah or any of the 28 different spheres of terror. And they are spheres of terror, horrible terror. They had no money.
Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody here.
You covered it very
Salute to
well,
all you guys.
actually. They had no money for terror. They were broke. Now they're a rich nation. And now what they're doing is they're spreading that money around. Look at what's happening with the Houthis and Yemen. Look at what's going on in the Middle East. This would have never happened. I will get that settled and fast, and I'll get the war with Ukraine and Russia ended. If I'm president-elect, I'll get it done before even becoming president.
Vice President Harris, he says you hate Israel.
That's absolutely not true. I have my entire career and life supported Israel and the Israeli people. He knows that. He's trying to, again, divide and distract from the reality, which is it is very well known that Donald Trump is weak and wrong on national security and foreign policy. It is well known that he admires dictators, wants to be a dictator on day one, according to himself.
Oops.
It is well
Somebody just wrote that down earlier. I just saw that.
That he can do whatever the hell he wants and go into Ukraine. It is well known that he said when Russia went into Ukraine, it was brilliant. It is well known he exchanged love letters with Kim Jong-un. And it is absolutely well known that these dictators and autocrats are rooting for you to be president again because they're so clear they can manipulate you. And that is why.
Did she just call him a sucker? She just called him that. She said manipulate. That means somebody's a sucker.
That is why.
Come on, man. She said they want you. They need a sucker to be over here. Oh, somebody's getting cooked, bruh. Somebody's the pimp and somebody's the.
Disregard our military.
Vice President Harris, thank you.
They're the ones, and she's the one
Why did he turn off his mic?
that's weak on national security by 11.
That, hey, dog.
Last month for the year.
Somebody's losing this, man. I'm not trying to hear anything about no ties. Somebody's losing, dog. We're going to figure it out. He still got some chance, man. We're in the fourth quarter now, man. Come from, you know.
Is absolutely incredible.
Hilarious.
The leaders of other countries think that they're weak and incompetent, and they are. They're grossly incompetent.
Sub the channel, man. Matthew Shack Unfiltered, man. That's why you guys are here. We're having a great time. This is beautiful.
The single biggest deal that Russia's ever made, Nord Stream 2, the biggest pipeline anywhere in the world going to Germany and all over Europe, because they're weak and they're ineffective. And Biden, by the way, gets paid a lot of money.
Thank you. We have a lot of issues to get to.
We'll be right back with much more of this historic ABC News presidential debate from the National Constitution Center right here in Philadelphia. Back in a moment.
All right, we got a commercial break, man. Salute to the entire chat, man. Let's just do our own poll. If you think Trump is winning, put a 1 in the chat. If you think Harris is winning, put a 2 in the chat. Let's go. Start putting them down, bro. You know, we're not worried about what the polls are. We got our own poll right here. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about all the other polls. I'm concerned about this one. If you think Trump is winning, put a 1 in the chat. If you think Harris is winning, put a 2 in the chat. It's that simple. Okay. And you guys will be able to look and deduce on who you think is winning. Okay. I'm just telling you right now, bro. Donald Trump is not acting like Donald Trump, man. He's not. I don't know why he came in the way he came in. I thought he was going to come in swinging. He came in jabbing and Kamala Harris, bro, is not like that. She is a wildcat. She's coming in bad intentions. He should have came in bad intentions. He should have came in ready to get bloodied up. It didn't matter, bro. I'm walking into traffic, and that's what it is. And he didn't do that. And she just kept coming and coming and coming, and he's trying to like not do it. And she started just poking at him and poking at him and poking at him, and he got mad. Telling you the truth, he got mad, man. When he told her, I'm talking right now, that's not good. Women ain't feeling that, dog. I don't care what you guys are talking about. Okay, women were not feeling that when he did that. And he said, your boss, like a man is telling, I mean, you guys don't understand, man. Women don't like that, bro. Okay, that wasn't a good move. And then he got more mad. So I'm just saying, bro, Donald Trump, man, I don't get it. I'm a little disappointed. I really expected to see a brawl in here. I really expected to see both of them getting punched in the mouth. And I'm not seeing it. I don't know. Maybe this break, maybe somebody will pull, ding ding between rounds. You get Mickey from Rocky. You're losing it, Rock. You're losing it. Somebody needs to be Mickey from Rocky. Okay. Somebody needs to be Mickey from Rocky and tell Trump, you're losing it, kid. You're losing it. Need somebody out there, bro. Okay. Funny as hell. All right. So at the end of the day, man, you guys do what is best for you. I know some of you guys ask me where I'm voting. I'm going to be extremely honest with you. I haven't really decided because it's all dependent on what's best for me. I'm voting for me, bro. I'm voting for my family. I'm voting for my bag. And I'm voting for me and mine. That's what I'm doing because that's what you're doing. Okay? So whoever is going to do what I need to be done, at least some of it, because I know neither one of them going to do everything. They're going to say something and they ain't going to do it all. I'm going to go for the person that I can say, well, they doing what's best for me. And that's what you're going to do. So as of now, I don't know, dog. I'm here to find out. I'm here to see. Okay. And I'm telling you, this isn't the Trump I expected. I really expected for him to, because, I got my pro-Trump friends and I got my pro-Harris friends. My pro-Trump friends, oh man, Donald Trump he's gonna drag her down the road. And I'm like, nah, Kamala Harris, dog. I mean, I'm from the Bay Area. She's been in office since I started voting when I was 18. She's a prosecutor. She's all that. She's an attorney general. She was a district attorney of San Francisco. She's done put away people. She done been in courtrooms. She done been threatened. Her family been threatened. Life's all of that. She ain't no joke. You guys misunderstood by her standing next to Biden. You think she's Biden. She ain't. And I know Trump is a savage. So what's the problem? Trump ain't being Trump right now, dog. We're gonna see. Okay? We're gonna see right now. We're gonna turn it back up. But somebody's losing this election, and somebody's losing this debate. And we're gonna say who it is. We're not gonna go for the tie. Oh man, blah, blah, blah. No, somebody's getting cooked. And we're gonna make sure we say it. That's what it is. Okay? Whether you like it or not, somebody's winning this debate tonight. All right? Making it clear. Like I said, if you think Trump is winning, put a 1 in the chat. If you think Kamala Harris is winning, put a 2 in the chat. It's that simple. All right? Let's get it. Oh, man, too many commercials. Too many commercials, man. We don't need all these commercials. We ain't watching all these shows. There we go.
From the National Constitution Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Here again, David Muir.
Let's go. 1 for Trump, 2 for Harris.
Presidential debate tonight.
All right, here we go.
Continue here, and I want to turn to the war in Ukraine. We're now 2.5 years into this conflict. Mr. President, it has been the position of the Biden administration that we must defend Ukraine from Russia, from Vladimir Putin, to defend their sovereignty, their democracy, that it's in America's best interest to do so, arguing that if Putin wins, he may be emboldened to move even further into other countries. You have said you would solve this war in 24 hours. You said so just before the break tonight. How exactly would you do that? And I want to ask you a very simple question tonight.
1 for Trump, 2 for Harris. Put in the
I
chat.
want the war to stop. I want to save lives that are being people being killed by the millions. It's the millions. It's so much worse than the numbers that you get, which are fake numbers. Look, we're in for 250 billion or more because they don't ask Europe, which is a much bigger beneficiary to getting this thing done than we are. They're in for $150 billion less because Biden and you don't have the courage to ask Europe like I did with NATO. They paid billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars when I said, either you pay up or we're not going to protect you anymore. So that's maybe one of the reasons they don't like me as much as they like weak people. But you take a look at what's happening. We're in for 250 to 275 billion. They're into 100 to 150. They should be forced to equalize. With that being said, I want to get the war settled. I know Zelensky very well, and I know Putin very well.
Harris.
They have a good relationship, and they
Put it in.
respect your president, okay? They respect me. They don't respect Biden. How would you respect him? Why? For what reason? He hasn't even made a phone call in 2 years to Putin, hasn't spoken to anybody. They don't even try and get it. That is a war that's dying to be settled. I will get it settled before I even become president. If I win, when I'm president-elect, and what I'll do is I'll speak to one, I'll speak to the other, I'll get them together. That war would have never happened. And in fact, when I saw Putin after I left, unfortunately left because our country has gone to hell. But after I left, when I saw him building up soldiers, he did it after I left, I said, oh, he must be negotiating. It must be a good, strong point of negotiation. Well, it wasn't, because Biden had no idea how to talk to him. He had no idea how to stop it. And now you have millions of people dead, and it's only getting worse, and it could lead to World War III. Don't kid yourself, David. We're playing with World War III, and we have a president that we don't even know if he's... Where is our president? We don't even know if he's a president.
And just to clarify
They
here,
threw him out of a campaign like a dog. We don't even know. Is he our president? But we have a president,
Mr. President.
that doesn't know he's alive.
your time. Just to clarify on the question, do you believe it's in the U.S. best interest?
That's the Trump I'm waiting to see. He said he didn't know if he was alive. I love it.
And just get it done.
Funny as hell. That's what I
We
need.
have to stop all of
That's
these-
what I need to hear. Come on, man. He's coming out swinging, bro.
Vice President Harris, I want to get your thoughts.
He
on
said
support for Ukraine
he
in
said he
this
didn't even
moment.
know, Joe didn't know if he was alive or not. Funny as hell.
How would you deal with Vladimir Putin, and would it be...
Here we go, Putin.
We're seeing from President Biden.
Let's go.
Well, first of all, it's important to remind the former president you're not running against Joe Biden, you're running against me.
That's first and foremost. That's true.
I believe the reason that Donald Trump says that this war would be over within 24 hours is because he would just give it up.
He give it up. You know what she said? He give it up.
A few days before Russia invaded, tried through force to change territorial boundaries.
I know what she said because she's from where I'm from. She said he'd be giving up that.
Which is the important.
He giving up that behind. That's what she said. He give it up.
The president's American intelligence about how he could defend himself. Days later, I went to NATO's eastern flank.
I know what she said. You guys don't know, but I know what she said. That's funny, bro. Oh my God. That was hilarious.
Ukraine in its righteous defense.
Oh my God.
Because of our support, because of the air defense, the ammunition, the
That was
artillery,
funny.
the javelins, the Abrams tanks that we have provided, Ukraine stands as an independent and free country. If Donald Trump were president, Putin would be sitting in Kyiv right now. And understand what that would mean, because Putin's agenda is not just about Ukraine. Understand why the European allies and our NATO allies are so thankful.
Give
that
up the
you are
box. That's what she was saying, Stephen Gomez. She said he gonna give up the box. I know her, bro. She from the hood. I got it. I understood it. Y'all, it went over you guys' head. It didn't go over my head.
preserve.
She definitely was saying that's what he was going to be doing. He was going to be giving up that.
Otherwise, he would be sitting in Kyiv with his eyes on the rest of Europe, starting with Poland. And why don't you tell them?
Y'all ain't understand it, bro. That's funny.
Right here in Pennsylvania,
Come on, Trump.
How quickly you would give up for the sake of favor and what you think is a friendship with what is known to be a dictator who would eat you for lunch.
Vice President Harris, thank you. We've heard from both of
Here we
you.
go. He ain't letting that go.
Afghanistan came up in the last hour.
He ain't letting that go. Trump's like, I got to say something.
And
No, hell no.
I'll give you a minute here.
Putin would be sitting in Moscow, and he wouldn't have lost 300,000 men and women, but he would have been sitting in Moscow. Quiet, please. He would have been sitting in Moscow,
He told her, quiet, please.
but eventually...
Shut up.
Other people going out. He's got nuclear weapons. They don't ever talk about that. He's got nuclear weapons.
He basically told her to shut up.
Eventually, maybe he'll use them. And
Stop
maybe
talking.
it hasn't been that
When I'm
bad,
talking,
But he does have...
I'm D Treasy. Do you know who I am? I'm D Trizzle. Shut up when I'm talking.
They sent him to negotiate peace before this war started. 3 days later,
That's what he should have been doing from the beginning.
Because
Hilarious.
They said was weak and stupid. They said
Oh.
things that war should
Oh,
have never
man.
started.
I'm getting a headache. I'm laughing so hard.
They
Oh, my
sent
God.
her in to negotiate with Zelensky and Putin, and she did. And the war started 3 days later. And that's the kind of talent we have with her. She's worse than Biden. In my opinion, I think he's the worst president in the history of our country.
I don't know about that.
As the worst vice president.
Now you capping now.
She is
Captain, we done had plenty of bad ones, bruh. Come on now. Come on, bruh. Nixon left office. Let's act like, come on, man. Now he's capping. You ain't got to cap. You ain't got to lie to kick it, man. Nixon was the worst, man, because he had to resign. What are you talking about?
You're going to hear a bunch of lies coming from this fellow. And that is another one. When I went to meet with President Zelensky, and I met with him over 5 times. The reality is, it has been about
Trump had a good round there. That's what we need. I need to see that.
A leader upholding international rules and norms.
But hey, man, flurrying at the end of the round, man. We had round 10, round 11.
The alliances we have around the world
Is it enough?
are dependent on our ability to look out for our friends and not favor our enemies because you adore strongmen instead of carrying.
He's adore strongmen.
The President of the United States.
Man, come on, man. Are you guys paying attention? Are you seeing what she's doing? She's demasculating him, man. She said you like the strong man.
The significance of America's role and responsibility in terms of ensuring that there is stability.
It's beautiful.
Ensuring we stand up for our principles and not sell them.
Y'all ain't understanding, man. Don't let all of this fool you, man. She from Oakland, bro. She from the town. She from Oaktown. Town business. I know what she's saying, bro. Funny as hell.
I want to move on to Afghanistan.
Said Trump did the most amazing thing.
Oh my God.
He got these countries, the 28 countries at the time.
This beautiful.
To pay up. He said, I've never seen. He's the head of NATO. He said, I've never seen. For years, we were paying almost all of NATO. We were being ripped off by European nations, both on trade and on NATO. I got them to pay up by saying, one of the statements you made before, if you don't pay, we're not going to protect you. Otherwise, we would have never gotten it. He said it was one of the most incredible jobs that he's ever seen done.
Thank you. I want to turn to Afghanistan. It came up in the first hour of the debate, and we witnessed a poignant moment today on Capitol Hill. Honoring
Hilarious.
soldiers who died
This is
in
beautiful.
the chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan. I do want to ask the Vice President, do you believe you bear any responsibility in the way that withdrawal played out?
Well, I will tell you, I agree with President Biden's decision to pull out of Afghanistan. 4 presidents said they would, and Joe Biden did. And as a result, America's taxpayers are not paying the $300 million a day we were paying for that endless war. And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world, the first time this century. But let's understand how we got to where we are. Donald Trump, when he was president, negotiated one of the weakest deals you can imagine. He calls himself a deal maker. Even his national security advisor said it was a weak, terrible deal. And here's how it went down. He bypassed the Afghan government. He negotiated directly with a terrorist organization called the Taliban. The negotiation involved the Taliban getting 5,000 Taliban terrorists released. And get this. And the president at the time invited the Taliban to Camp David, a place of storied significance for us as Americans, a place where
You brought them fools over there to Camp David, man. Y'all was over there having a party. Y'all had a. Trump was like, get it. Trump had it cracking over there.
This former president, as president, invited them.
Jab, dog, you flew them out all the way, man. You flew the Tally Beezy out of here, bro. Had strippers and models and bottles, popping bottles, DJ.
The president of the United States to be commander-in-chief with a level of respect.
You can't make it up, dog.
This gets back to
Sub the channel, Matthew Shecker Filter.
consistently disparaged and demeaned
Hilarious.
members of our military, fallen soldiers, and the work that we must do to uphold the strength and the respect of the United States of America.
I know you didn't invite the Taliban over to the crib, dog.
Your response to her saying that you began the negotiations with the Taliban.
So,
Please don't tell me you did
if you
that.
take a look at that period of time, the Taliban was killing our soldiers, a lot of them, with snipers. And I got involved with the Taliban because the Taliban was doing the killing. That's the fighting force within Afghanistan.
But did you have them over the crib, though? That's what we need to know. Did you guys have the toga party over there?
And Abdul is the head of the Taliban. He is still the head of the Taliban.
Did y'all have the wet t-shirt contest at the crib? That's what I want to know.
Anymore, you're gonna have problems. And he said, "Why do you send me a picture of my house?" I said, "You're gonna have to figure that out, Abdul." And for 18 months, we had nobody killed. We did have an agreement negotiated by Mike
Hilarious.
Pompeo. It was a very good agreement. The reason it was
Donald
good
Trump was getting it,
is
bruh.
We were getting out. We would have been out faster than that, but we wouldn't have lost the soldiers.
I'm glad I didn't miss this, man. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Salute to all you
We
guys.
wouldn't have left $85 billion worth of brand new, beautiful military equipment behind. And just to finish, they blew it. The agreement said you have to do this, and they didn't do it. They didn't do it. The agreement was terminated by us because they didn't do what they were supposed to do.
I wanna move on.
And these people did the worst withdrawal, and in my opinion, the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. And by the way, that's why Russia attacked Ukraine, because they saw how incompetent she and her boss are.
President Trump, thank you. I want to move on now to race and politics in this country. Mr. President.
Let's get to this racial stuff. I want to know what a black job is. I want to know what a Hispanic job is.
Turned black, and now she wants to be known as black. I want to ask a bigger picture question here tonight. Why do you believe it's appropriate to weigh in on the racial identity of your opponent?
I don't, and I don't care. I don't care what she is. I don't care. You make a big deal out of something, I couldn't care less. Whatever she wants to be is okay with me.
But those were your words. So I'm
I don't
asking.
know. I don't know. I mean, all I can say is I read where she was not black, that she put out, and I'll say that. And then I read that she was black, and that's okay. Either one was okay with me. That's up to her. That's up to her.
Vice President Harris, your thoughts on this?
I think honestly, I think it's a tragedy that we have someone who wants to be president who has consistently, over the course of his career, attempted to use race to divide the American people. You know, I do believe that the vast majority of us know that we have so much more in common than what separates us, and we don't want this kind
I'm a
of
black person. This matters to me. It may not matter to y'all, but it matters to me what these answers are when it comes to this subject. Be honest with you.
He was he owned land, he owned buildings, and he was investigated because he refused to rent property to black families.
That's true.
Remember, this is the same.
That is absolutely true. That's true. That is a true thing because he got sued for it.
Calling for the execution.
This matters to me. It may not matter to you, but it matters to me.
Latino boys who were innocent, the Central Park Five, took out a full-page ad calling for their
That's
execution.
true, too.
This is the same individual.
That's two things that's
who
true.
spread birther lies about the first black president of the United States.
That's true
And
too.
I think the American people
He needs to start telling her what she did wrong. That's all true. I don't care what you're talking about.
want someone who understands, as I do,
That's all
our
true.
country.
Sorry.
We see in each other.
Now he has to say what she did.
In each other.
But those three things are
We
facts.
don't want a leader who is constantly trying to have Americans point their fingers at each other. I meet with people all the time
That's
who
true.
tell me, can we please just have discourse about how we're going to invest in the aspirations and the ambitions and the dreams of the American people? Knowing that regardless of people's color or the language their grandmother speaks, we all have the same dreams and aspirations and want a president who invests in those, not in hate and division.
Vice President Harris, thank you. Lindsay?
President Trump, this is now your third time.
This is the most divisive presidency in the history of our country. There's never been anything like it. They're destroying our country, and they come up with things like what she just said, going back many, many years, where a lot of people, including Mayor Bloomberg, agreed with me.
Just get to the race part.
They admitted.
That's what I care about right now. I care about that. That matters to me.
Well, if they pled guilty, they badly.
I'm not voting. I'm not giving my vote to somebody who don't like me, like my people. I'm not doing it. I need to know that that ain't true.
This is a person
Trump, I need for you to say that ain't true, bro.
Years, 40, 50 years ago, because there's nothing now. I built one of the greatest economies in the history of the world.
What about what she said, bro?
It's going to be bigger, better, and stronger.
I need to know that
They're
answer.
destroying our economy. They have no idea what a good economy is. Their oil policies, every single policy. And remember this, she is Biden. You know, she's trying to get away from Biden. I don't know the gentleman, she says. She is Biden. The worst inflation we've ever had, a horrible economy.
Nah, I'm not in no hive, dog.
Has made
I'm
it
me.
so bad, and she can't get away with that.
Thank you. Time's up.
You know what's funny? You guys really want to try to figure me out, but you guys don't know what I'm gonna do. Because I ain't never said.
And I am certainly not.
I'm gonna do what's best for me.
And what I do.
I'll vote for Trump. If Trump's what's best, I'll vote for Trump. But don't try to act just because I'm black. You got me figured out, because you
in
don't.
What is possible? One who brings
Sorry.
a sense of optimism about what we can do instead of always disparaging.
I'm the one black man you can't figure out.
I believe in.
Don't try to pigeonhole me. It ain't gonna work.
To strengthen our small business.
Trump says the right things, I'll be voting for Trump. He got to say the right things, though. You don't get to just get my vote just because. You got to earn my vote. You can hand your vote out like government cheese if you want to. I ain't doing it. I need one of these people to impress me.
Their ambitions, their innovation, their ideas, their hard work. I have a plan.
People always think just because I'm black, they know what I'm going to do. Then you find out the opposite.
To help you in that most critical stage of your child's development.
My money green. My money ain't black.
It is about allowing people to be able to pursue what has been fleeting in terms of the American dream by offering.
I'm laughing because these answers. This is a debate. Ain't no more talking to the media. They talking to each other and talking to us. And I'm not hearing what I need to hear.
As opposed to a conversation
Straight up.
constantly about
Government cheese is the best cheese, man, but you can't melt it in a microwave, though, Kushma. That government cheese is hard to melt.
Thank you. Let's turn to policy.
President Trump, we have to move on. President Trump.
Let's turn to policy, please.
To defund the police, she has a flat plan.
Why are you throwing all this in? They ain't even got to those subjects yet.
President Trump,
She has
you
a
have to
plan
move on
to
to
not
other
allow
issues.
fracking in Pennsylvania or anywhere else.
Okay.
That's what her plan is until just recently.
I just need to.
You can't.
The former president has
No,
said
I'm
something
sorry.
twice that I need to
No,
respond to.
I'm sorry,
I just
we're
need to
gonna move
respond
on, Vice
one
President
time
Harris.
to what he has
President
said
Trump, this is
multiple
now your
Yeah.
third time running for president. You have long vowed to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. You have failed to accomplish that. You now say you're going to keep Obamacare, quote, unless we can do something much better. Last month, you said, quote, we're working on it. So tonight, 9 years after you first started running, do you have a plan, and can you tell us what it is?
Obamacare was lousy health care, always was. It's not very good today. And what I said, that if we come up with something, and we are working on things, we're gonna do it and we're gonna replace it. But remember this, I inherited Obamacare because Democrats wouldn't change it. They wouldn't vote for it. They were unanimous. They wouldn't vote to change it. If they would have done that, we would have had a much better plan than Obamacare.
I'm not getting mad, man. What am I going to be mad for? I'm going to do what I'm going to do just like you're going to do what you're going to do. I'm laughing at this. I'm not mad at all. I'm just not making you feel comfortable because you want to be able to think you know what I'm going to do. That's what it is. You can't figure me out, so you want to say I'm mad. You ain't going to figure me out. I'm too smart. You ain't gonna never figure out what I'm gonna do. That's simple. Not mad at all. Just not giving you guys any clues on what I got going on.
And so do they. They have really bad ones. The difference is they don't get rid of them. But let me just explain. I had a choice to make. Do I save it and make it as good as it can be, or do I let it rot? And I saved it. I did the right thing. But it's still never going to be great, and it's too expensive for people. And what we will do is we're looking at different plans. If we can come up with a plan that's going to cost our
How come you can't figure out the plan now, though?
less money and be better health care.
See, these people, it's a job interview for me. You guys have already made your minds up. That's why you're looking at me like, why am I? I'm doing this in real time. I'm hearing him, listening to him. I'm hearing her. You guys already made your mind up. You're just watching just to watch. I want to be impressed. Somebody got to get a job. The hell are you talking about? I need somebody to give me the answers. I'm here. Here's my vote.
To do that.
Which one of you guys deserve my vote? Y'all already done voted. Y'all done already did it. I ain't did it yet.
Supported Bernie Sanders' proposal to do away with private insurance and create a government-run healthcare system. 2 years later, you proposed a plan that included a private insurance option. What is your plan today?
Well, first of all, I absolutely support, and over the last 4 years as vice president, private healthcare options. But what we need to do is maintain and grow the affordable care. But I'll get to that, Lindsay. I just need to respond to a previous point that the former president has made. I've made very clear my position on fracking. And then this business about taking everyone's guns away. Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away. So stop with the continuous lying about this stuff.
Did she just call him a liar?
Affordable Care Act.
Just saying.
Just look at the history.
He called her one too. Somebody's lying.
When Donald Trump was
They can't
president,
both be right.
60 times he tried to get rid of the Affordable Care Act.
Somebody lying.
Times. I was a senator
Politics.
at the time when I will never forget
Somebody
the
lying,
early
yo.
morning hours when it was up for a vote in the United States Senate, and the late great John McCain, who you have disparaged as being you don't like him, you said at the time, because he got caught. He was
Somebody lied. Somebody's lying. Somebody lying, bruh.
Walked onto the
It's your
Senate
job to
floor
figure
and
out which
said,
who's lying.
No, you don't.
Just like it's my job.
No, you don't. No, you don't get rid of.
Ain't gonna be both of them lying.
No.
Somebody lying more than somebody else, and I'm gonna figure it out. I got what 60 something more days? I got 2 months to figure out who's lying more. Nah, you can say whatever you want to say, bro. You don't get to tell me anything. I'm not paying attention to nothing you're saying. You don't know what I'm gonna do. As much as it's bothering you, that's why you keep asking me. You keep asking me because you don't know. If you know what I'm gonna do, stop asking me.
I've been vice president, and we, over the last 4 years, have strengthened the Affordable Care Act. We have allowed for the first time.
Always somebody trying to figure a black man out. You can't figure out. We're not all the same, bro. Trust me.
Donald Trump said he was going to allow Medicare to negotiate drug prices.
I'm laughing because somebody's not winning right now. That's what I'm doing.
$35 a month. Since I've been vice president, we have capped the cost of prescription medication for seniors at $2,000 a year. And when
I agree with that. Somebody's a politician and somebody's a businessman. I agree.
The value I bring to
I agree with that statement, Eric. Blazier. I agree with that. They're two different people.
Of those who can afford it. And the plan has to be to strengthen the Affordable Care Act, not get rid of it.
Yeah, he did rush for 135 yards on his cush. He did run us down, though.
To an issue that's important for a
She
lot
made a
of
mistake. And number one, John McCain fought Obamacare for 10 years. But it wasn't only him. It was all of the Democrats that kept it going. And you know what? We can do much better than Obamacare, much less money. But she won't improve private insurance for people, private medical insurance. That's another thing she doesn't want to do.
What's going on, Sam?
Private insurance that have worked hard and made money and they want to have private. She wants everybody to be on government insurance where you wait 6 months for an operation that you need immediately.
President Trump, thank you. We have a
He just cut his ass off.
Americans, in particular younger voters.
You don't get to think I'm with somebody because I'm laughing because somebody's getting cooked. If you're getting cooked, you're getting cooked, bro. It is what it is. Your favorite person isn't winning, they're not winning. Don't try to make it be I'm pro anything. I'm not controlling the debate. I'm just sitting here. Somebody's losing, bro, and I'm laughing whoever's losing. It is what it is. Don't get mad at me because your person's losing.
Climate change is a hoax. And what we
Shouldn't be losing, man, from what I've been told.
Anyone who lives in a state with
It's supposed to be easy work.
these extreme weather occurrences,
It's not easy.
now is either being denied home insurance or it's being jacked up. You ask anybody who has been the victim
Mad at me because your candidate is getting cooked. Don't get mad at me, man.
Nowhere to go.
They losing. If they losing, they losing the debate. They losing it. What can I say, bro? What can I say?
And I am proud.
I'm just rolling. This shit is funny to me.
4 years, we have invested $1 trillion in a clean energy economy, while we have also
Yeah,
increased
he
domestic gas
losing.
production to historic levels.
He losing.
We have created
He losing right now. He still got time.
jobs while I have been vice president.
He got cooked
Invested in
on a bunch of
clean
different
energy
subjects.
To the point that we are opening up
Couple of them.
factories around the world. Donald Trump said he was going to.
He got to come back, man. He ain't attacking her. He needs to be attacking her, bro, and he ain't attacking her. He's not attacking her record. He's not attacking like he should be.
Also know that part of
She's attacking him and he's sitting back. He shouldn't do that.
In American.
If it was me, I would just be I'd throw everything at her ass.
It includes growing.
Exactly.
We can do around American manufacturing. And
Don't get mad at me. You guys are the emotional ones. I'm just sitting here chilling.
Under Donald Trump.
Vice President Harris, thank you.
That didn't happen under Donald Trump. Let me just tell you, they lost 10,000 manufacturing jobs this last month. It's going
Y'all getting emotional because your candidate ain't doing good, bruh. I mean,
plants in Mexico, in many cases,
gotta do better.
owned by China. They're building these massive plants, and they think they're going to sell their cars into the United States because of these people. What they have given to China is unbelievable. But we're not going to.
What's up, MA? What's going on?
So they can't come into our country because they will kill the United Auto Workers and any auto worker, whether it's in Detroit or South Carolina or any other place. What they've done to business and manufacturing in this country is horrible. We have nothing because they refuse. You know,
What's up, Lloyd Lay? What's going on?
Because supposedly China paid a million.
Sub the channel. All y'all on here need to sub the channel, man. This is what we do over here. We don't try to convince nobody of anything. I didn't tell you to vote for any candidate. Do what you want, but you don't get to tell me what I'm going to do. I get to do what I want to, though.
Why is he? Why did he get $3.5
What's up, MA?
million from the mayor of Moscow's wife? Why did he get?
Appreciate it, Bailey, for subbing the channel. Bailey Reigns, man. Welcome to the elite.
Administration, and they're selling our country down the tubes.
If you think Trump is winning, put in a 1. If you think Harris is winning, put in a 2. Into the chat. Who do you think is winning? All right, we got a commercial break. Let me address a couple of things real quick. This channel is called Matthew Shack Unfiltered. Okay, for those of you guys that are new around here. The tagline on this channel is real talk, not fake talk. The channel is not me trying to convince you of anything. The channel isn't you don't get to have your opinion. The channel isn't do what I say. The channel isn't I'm trying to make you be how I want you to be. I don't care what you do. Long as you come over here, you are free to have your own opinion, your own mind. Local Renegade with the $10 dono, man. Appreciate you. That's what you're supposed to do. I created this because I wanted to go somewhere where I didn't have somebody trying to tell me what to do all the time, trying to tell me who to vote for, what to like, what not to like, what team to like, with all this stuff. You could be your own person over here. You could be yourself here. But one thing you still better understand, the channel's called Matthew Shack Unfiltered, meaning that you don't get to tell me and try to get me to do what you want me to do either. That's the main thing. I'm never telling you what to do. Long as you're intelligent, you ain't a jerk, and you ain't a troll, and you ain't disrespectful, you could be here. But if you do that, we're gonna definitely throw you on the ear like Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. We're gonna throw you right out the door. But with that being said, don't come over here thinking you're gonna convince me to be how you want me to be, or you look at me and you think you got me figured out, you got me pegged. You're new around here. You're from out of town. You're eating at the wrong fish spot. You're eating at the fish spot that just got closed down 2 weeks ago and they just opened back up. You don't know what you're doing over here. You're new around here, bro. You should be asking the locals, the people that are on here. Yo, man, I was interested in getting some seafood. Where should I go get some seafood at? What's up, X-Man? Instead of you picked the spot that was closest to the water, not understanding. So like I said before, bro, all y'all that really want to think that I'm for Kamala Harris because you look at me and you think you got me figured out, you don't know me like my subs know me and my members know me. Okay? I'm going to say the truth, bro. I'm always going to say what it is. I'm never going to say what it ain't. Okay? And I'm telling you now, my vote has not been picked yet. I care about what these people are saying. Y'all, you just don't, a lot of you guys just don't want this person to be the president. You're picking because of that. I don't want Trump to be the president. I'm not voting for him. I don't want Harris to be the president. I'm not voting for her. That's for you guys to do. That's your decision. If your decision is that easy and that simple, I'm envious. I'm envious that that's good enough for you. You just don't want that person. Me, they gotta impress me, bro. It's a job interview. My vote means something. I'm not just giving my vote to somebody. I don't care if you black, brown, purple, spotted, dotted, polka dotted. You could be Argyle color. Every black person, I don't like every black person's politics. Okay? Let's just understand that. You just don't know enough black people if you're going to say that. All right? You don't know enough people. You should know enough black people. I know plenty of pro-Trump people. They're on here. That's black African Americans or whatever else they are. But the point is, I'm going to do what I want to do, what's best for me and mine, just like you're going to do. But don't think you're going to come over here and make me do what you think I'm going to do, because the channel belongs to me. So I'm going to do what I do anyway. Whatever's best for my pocketbook, whatever's best for my investments, whatever's best for my son, whatever's best for my wife, and whatever best for me is what I'm doing. I don't care about what you're doing. Do you. I do me. At the end of the day, we're going to be happy, bro. All right? But there's always somebody that wants to try to make me be what they think I should be. You're going to find out real quick over here, dog. I'm going to say the stuff you ain't even expecting. I'm still waiting to be impressed. Somebody's getting cooked right now. Hopefully it isn't the person you like. Somebody getting their ass whooped on this damn debate right now. Somebody's getting dragged down the freeway right now. Okay? I'm telling you, this is not an even thing. Somebody's losing definitively in this. Okay? There ain't no excuses. Whoever get cooked, get cooked. We're going to say what it is, not what it ain't. If you don't like the answer, we can't help you. Okay? Right now, it's not looking good for DT, bruh. DT is not looking good for DT, the homie. It's not. He better pick it up, get it together. Okay. Let's get back to it. He better start picking it up, man. He's got like what, 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. He's losing right now. Sorry.
Welcome back.
He better try to clean it up. Throw a couple of touchdown passes. Throw some Hail Marys up.
You've heard tonight two very different visions for our country. One that is focused on the future, and the other that is focused on the past, and an attempt to take us backward. But we're not going back. And I do believe that the American people know we all have so much more in common than what separates us. And we can chart
Sub the channel.
new way forward. And a vision of that includes having a plan, understanding the aspirations, the dreams, the hopes, the ambition of the American people, which is why I intend to create an opportunity economy, investing in small businesses, in new families, in what we can do around protecting seniors, what we can do that is about giving hardworking folks a break and bringing down the cost of living. I believe in what we can do together that is about sustaining America's standing in the world and ensuring that we have the respect that we so rightly deserve, including respecting our military and ensuring we have the most lethal fighting force in the world. I will be a president that will protect our fundamental rights and freedoms, including the right of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government tell her what to do. I'll tell you, I started my career as a prosecutor. I was a DA, I was an attorney general.
I remember too, and so does a lot of my homies that are behind the wall. She put a lot of people I know that are still in prison. I trust me. I know plenty of people that she put in the.
The only thing I ever ask them, are you okay? And that's the kind of president we need right now. Someone who cares about you and is not putting themselves first. I intend to be a president for all Americans and focus on what we can do over the next 10 and 20 years to build back up our country by investing right now in you, the American people.
Vice President Harris, thank you. President Trump.
Come on, DT.
So he just started by
Hail
saying
Mary.
she's going to do this, she's going to do that.
Hail Mary.
She's gonna do all these wonderful things. Why hasn't she done it? She's been there for 3.5 years. They've had 3.5 years to fix the border. They've had 3.5 years to create jobs and all the things we talked about. Why hasn't she done it? She should leave right now, go down to that beautiful White House, go to the Capitol, get everyone together and do the things you want to do, but you haven't done it and you won't do it because you believe in things that the American people don't believe in. You believe in things like, we're not going to frack, we're not going to take fossil fuel, we're not going to do things that are going to make this country strong, whether you like it or not. Germany tried that, and within 1 year they were back to building normal energy plants. We're not ready for it. We can't sacrifice our country for the sake of bad vision. But I just ask one simple question. Why didn't she do it? We're a failing nation. We're a nation that's in serious decline. We're being laughed at all over the world. All over the world they laugh. I know the leaders very well. They're coming to see me. They call me. We're laughed at all over the world. They don't understand what happened to us as a nation. We're not a leader. We don't have any idea what's going on. We have wars going on in the Middle East. We have wars going on. with Russia and Ukraine, we're going to end up in a third world war, and it'll be a war like no other because of nuclear weapons, the power of weaponry.
That's not going to happen. We're not going to no nuclear war. That's not happening.
To the Taliban.
Never going to get that bad.
She gave it to Afghanistan. What these people have done to our country, and maybe toughest of all, is allowing millions of people to come into our country. Many of them are criminals, and they're destroying our country. The worst president, the worst vice president in the history of our country.
President Trump, thank you.
That was strong.
That is our ABC News presidential debate from here in Philadelphia at the National Constitution Center. I'm Lindsay Davis.
And I'm David Muir. Thank you for watching here.
All right. All right. All right. That was a good ending. That's what I wanted to hear from him. All right, man. Matthew Shack Unfiltered, man. Appreciate all you guys here. We're going to make this real quick, man. Quick, fast, and hurry. We appreciate everybody that stay here. A little bit less than 2 hours, hour and 50 minutes. You heard both candidates. This is what I wanted to hear. This is all I cared about. I was tired of hearing her talk. I was tired of hearing him talk. I'm tired of hearing both of them talk. It ain't no one guy person I want to hear more than the other. I'm sick of both of them. I wanted them to get in the ring, knuckle up like this, because where I come from, that's what it is. It's like JoJo was talking and Tommy was talking what he was going to do when he saw JoJo. JoJo said we was going to do with Tommy. I was the dude like, okay, man, we meeting behind the bleachers after school. We going to solve this. I'm sick of you talking and I'm sick of you talking. All right. They hooked up. They met up. And somebody lost. Somebody lost the debate. Let's just keep it a buck. Now you tell me, if you thought Trump won, put 1 in the chat. You thought she won, Harris won, put 2 in the chat. I'm going to tell you right now, Trump lost this debate, bro. And the reason why he lost this debate is because he waited till the end to do what he should have did in the beginning. He should have came out swinging in the beginning, and he didn't. Now he ended, he threw a touchdown pass at the last seconds of the game, but that wasn't enough, dog. There was a bunch of things that he did not address. All right. She addressed what he asked her, but when it was reversed, he didn't answer a couple of things. The first thing that he did not answer was he did not answer about whether or not he was going to veto that bill. All he said was, well, it was never going to get, if it's never going to happen, it's never going to be this, it's never going to do that. I didn't like that. Like I said, my vote is up for auction. Okay? I ain't no hoe, bro. You ain't running up on me, bro. Like, you gonna have to show me what it is, dog. I'm not giving my vote away. Okay? It's not happening. You can do what you want to do. For me, You didn't answer that, bro. All you had to do was say yes or no, bro. That's what a leader does. No, I ain't doing it. No. Hell no. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Or say, hey, man, I don't know. I might do it. I might not. He said, well, it's not gonna get to that. I ain't gonna have, it's never gonna happen. Nah, dog, nah. Nah, you know why that's important to me? Because every day as a man, I have to make decisions. I don't get to say, well, that's never going to happen, bro. I don't get to say that. I don't get to say that. All right? Every day I have to make a decision. I don't get to say, well, you know what, that's never going to happen. No, I don't get to say that. I got a family. I got a son. I got a wife. Okay? I got bills. I got things I'm doing. I got investments. I don't get to say, nah, dog, That was the first thing I didn't like. I didn't like that. Now, you guys, I don't care. I didn't like that. That was the first thing. Second thing, man, when he got into them issues about them women, dog. I'm not a woman. I never have to worry about being pregnant. I never have to worry about whether or not somebody's controlling my body. Okay, because nobody controlled my body. When I was single, I did what I wanted to do just to keep it a buck. I was doing what I wanted, when I wanted, how I wanted. Nobody could tell me nothing. Okay, I ended up with no baby mamas, no ex-wives, no child support, no STDs. I did whatever I wanted. Nobody controlled my body but me. But them women, that situation right there, I have a wife, I have mother-in-law, I have sisters-in-laws, I have cousins. I have god sisters. I have a bunch of women in the community I respect. They ain't happy. They ain't happy. Well, he did not do a good job on that. And then that was very sexist what he did, telling her, I'm talking right now. That wasn't cool. We already know what Kamala said, so I don't even need to address that. You know what she said. She said what she said. I'm not worried about what she's going to say. I want to see what he was going to say. That wasn't good. The last thing. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to vote. I mean, because this could flip around. I mean, there's going to be more debates. The racial thing. I would be a fool. Me. I don't get the luxury of acting like my race doesn't come into play. I don't have that. A lot of y'all, you guys don't never have to worry about it. That's why you guys say reckless things. You guys just expect the people that have to go through this on a daily basis, every day of their life, you expect us to agree with you. No, I'm never going to agree with you because you never have to walk in my shoes. You never have to be me, bro. No matter what I do, I can never escape my race. I can never escape it. Nothing I can do. I just have to deal with it. I went beyond that. I love who I am. I love my race. I ain't never let nobody disrespect me. If it's on an even ground, we go toe to toe, however you want to do it. Okay? If it's on an even ground, I ain't going to jail. You ain't going to jail. Watch your mouth. Okay? Trust me. I've been out there. I've been plenty of people that called me the wrong name. All right? But I didn't like what he said. Like, dude, you didn't even address it. So to me, that ain't cool. Now for y'all don't care. You don't have to be a black man or a brown man. You don't got to be an Asian man. You ain't got to be a Middle Eastern. You ain't got to do none of that. You good. Salute. Not jealous. But that meant something to me. Now the end, that was the Donald Trump that I was looking for, bro. The end, that was very strong. But in boxing, that's called trying to steal around. That's what that's called. Stealing around. When they hear the 10-second ding, 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 now you're fighting because you're trying to flurry, and it's too late. The points are already on the board, bro. Trump lost the debate. Doesn't mean I'm pro-Harris. Doesn't mean I'm anti-Trump. It just means when they battled, somebody didn't win. This was not going to be a tie. He lost. Does it mean that he's going to lose the election? No. Because at the end, the things that he said matters to the people that are voting for him. He said everything he needed to say to his people. Your support, he said everything he needed to say. He already has your support. Okay? It's the people that are in the middle. The people that want Harris, there's nothing that she said that was perfect for them. It's the swing voters, bro. It's the swing states. It's people like me, bro. I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle, dog. I'm the person you have to convince. And guess what? I'm still not convinced, but I learned something tonight. Now I got to start paying attention to those three things that I didn't get the answer that I needed to get. I need to pay attention to that now. Because the answers are going to come up again, bro. How hard is it to answer a question? Donald Trump is a genius, bro. He's a business genius. I have a lot of respect for him, his business acumen, how he built up everything, became a billionaire. I mean, all of that, bro. You got to respect it. But that doesn't mean that you can't just answer a question. Answer the question, dog. What's the problem? Answer the question, homie. And he didn't. Didn't win tonight. Okay? He didn't win. I don't think he won, bro. And I'm disappointed because I really was expecting him to come out but they have another one. He's going to change his whole attitude. He's going to change everything. All right? But I'm just being honest with you guys, man. This is about being selfish. This debate is about being selfish. It's really not about your neighbor. It's really not about what they doing. We're not going to form Voltron on this, y'all. You're looking out for you. I'm just keep it a buck. You're looking out for you, dog. Don't try to act like you're not. You're looking out for you. And that's cool. But don't expect me not to look out for me. That's the part right there that people aren't understanding. You guys want your way and you want everybody else to agree. I don't need nobody to agree with me. I'm going to do what's best for me. I'm going to be extremely selfish. When I walk in there, I'm only thinking about me. And when I say me, anybody that's important to me, my nucleus of people, I'm the atom and the electrons are flowing around. My friends, my family, my community, old people, innocent people, and kids. The rest of y'all, I don't even worry about what y'all got going on. I just told you. Those are and my money. That's it. You want me to break it down again? You want me to break it down again to all y'all that claims you know what I'm going to do? Because you see a black man you think you know. Every black man, you don't know enough black people. Trust me. Okay? Number one, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to vote for me. I'm going to vote for my wife. I'm going to vote for my son. I'm going to vote for my family. I'm going to vote for my friends. I'm going to vote for my community. And I'm going to vote for my money. And whoever got my back is who's it going to be. That's it. That's it. Okay. But I appreciate all you guys on here. All right. We had a good time tonight. I'm not going to stay out here too much longer. I'm about to go ahead and continue my life because at the end of the day, whoever becomes the president doesn't change my bank account. I've told my subscribers, and please sub the channel. Please sub the channel, dog. As you can see, I'm not trying to convince you guys to do anything. You do what you want. Okay. But like I've told all my people, dog, all my people, man, over here, we don't have an agenda. We don't do it, we just want to have communication. I want to know what you guys think. I've learned from you guys. I'm reading what you guys are saying. I'm listening to both sides. I got people in my ear on both sides, bro. Okay? They're telling me, Trump, Shaq, you be a fool, man. If you want to make money, if you want to do this, you vote Trump. You want to do this, you want to do that. They're telling me, bro. And, I've never, and in the same with the Harris friends that I have. And this is the last thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to go ahead and go. I'm going to tell you guys what kind of person I am real quick. I've never ended a friendship based on somebody's political view. I've never ended a friendship. When Trump got elected, a lot of people stopped being friends with people because they weren't voted for Trump or whatever. When Obama got elected, a lot of people that I knew stopped talking to certain people. I don't care who you vote for, bro. But I do care about certain things. And those three things that was brought up, that's the kind of stuff that will make me not fool with you no more. Okay? You say the wrong thing in one of those subjects, I don't talk to you no more after that. Don't got nothing to do with your political affiliation. It has to do with the fact that you obviously have been running around here pretending you down for something you ain't down for. I'd rather for you just to tell me the truth, man. We can still be cool. You ain't got to like me because I'm an African-American person. Cool. I don't have a problem with it. I don't like you, but I'm never going to not like you because of your race. I ain't never going to do that. If you an asshole, you could be a black asshole, white, whatever race. If you're a nice person, a saint or whatever, you could be that too. All right. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what your sexual orientation is. I don't care about none of that. What is he crying for?
He wanted to show you you got on your hat.
Oh, okay, real quick. All right. So that's what I got to say, man. My son is screaming because he wants to see his daddy. He got my hat on. You look good, bro. Then again, you are my son. So I appreciate you guys, man. He came out on his own. All right, man. So thank you guys for showing up, man. Please sub the channel. Like I said before, salute to you guys out there, the entire chat. We had a great time. Much success to whoever you vote for. But as far as I'm concerned on who voted tonight, on who won, Donald Trump did not win this election, did not win the debate tonight. He did not win, bro. He lost to Kamala Harris, round one. All right, man. Love y'all, man. I'm about to go and hang out with my family, man. Enjoying it. But once again, man, I hope you guys had a good time. And, please sub the channel, man. We've been looking forward to the next debate. Hopefully Donald Trump will come back and do better. But in my opinion, and that's pretty much what it counts around here, Donald Trump lost tonight. Sorry, y'all. Hit him up and tell him, man, to come out swinging. Matthew Shack Unfiltered.